Hey, what's good, lads? So the UFC is back in the Apex, and we're actually back there for next week as well. Yeah, Drake's Hamza could not come any sooner, but yeah, guys, this is actually a somewhat alright Apex card. A lot of replacements have just weakened it as time went along, but it's still alright. We will be watching for real. Yeah, let's get to it, guys. Again, I will be putting timestamps, so you guys can. What the fuck? Again, I will be putting timestamps so you guys can watch what you want to watch. But yeah, let's get into it. Rafael Esteban versus Felipe Bunes. Guys, Rafael Esteban is actually an alright flyweight. He's probably like one of the top 25 in the division. He has a win over Charles Johnson and a second win as well. Yeah, this guy's actually alright. Felipe Bunes, I'm pretty sure he's 1-1. He got carried by Joshua Van in his first fight. Can't blame him. But then he got a sub over like this skinny monkey called Johnson or some shit. So yeah, I'm gonna be picking Rafael Esteban here. The guy's just overall a pretty good wrestler. Got good submissions, and yeah, he should be able to get this fight done over Felipe Bunes. I mean, look at this skinny neck motherfucker over here. Yeah, let's get to the next one, guys. We got Left Lane MMA versus John Yanis. This is a pretty short, nice put together fight. I don't think any of these guys were supposed to be fighting on this card until a few days ago. But I'm just going to be putting faith into the actual UFC fighter here, Austin Bashi. Pretty sure he lost to Christian Rodriguez or something like that. But you can't really blame him for losing to Christian Rodriguez, guys. He's literally like the ultimate fraud checker in the featherweight division. So yeah, I think Austin Bashi should be able to get this done. I'm putting faith in him here. But next one, Nick Lyon versus Andrei Puliev. These guys are both 0-1 in the promotion. Yeah. I mean, these are the type of fights you want to be putting in the Apex, guys. I mean, luckily this wasn't on like the main card of a pay-per-view, but yeah, Nick Lyon, I think he should be able to get this done, to be honest. He actually looked somewhat alright in his fight against Mansour Abdul Malik. He ended up getting TKO'd in the end, in the second round, but he actually had his decent moments. He was able to actually catch Mansour Abdul Malik with this like weird back fist or some shit, and he had like some decent submission attempts as well, grappling sequences, which kind of showed his craftiness out there. And I mean, what other crafty move is there than like winning on the Contender Series and saying that John Jones is pound for pound? I mean, that honestly, man, that's hats off to him, bro, because that was ultimate move right there. But yeah, Andrei Puliev, he's got the EV in his name. You know what I'm saying? He's kind of just a kickboxer who like doesn't really throw much, to be honest. Yeah, his only fight in the UFC is against Christian Leroy Duncan, an actually alright fighter. But Andrei Puliev kind of just got manhandled in that fight, to be honest. He just kind of got smothered against the fence. And dude, Nick Lyon was able to do that same shit to Mansour Abdul Malik, who's like a pretty imposing guy in the division. Pretty massive. He's obviously like kind of built like Joaquin Buckley. I think Nick Lyon should be able to just manhandle this Puliev guy even easier than he was able to do to Abdul Malik. And Puliev, I don't think he even has the skills on the feet to get Nick Lyon out of this. So I'm gonna be going Nick Lyon, dude. He's got that. I guess Dana White privilege aura. Yeah, he should be able to get this done. Next up, absolute bum-ass fight here. You got Rodolfo Vieira versus Tresean Gore. Rodolfo Vieira actually used to be a decent upcoming prospect in the UFC. People forget, dude. This guy was a pretty massive favorite against Anthony Hernandez. But yeah, after that fight, he kind of fell off. Became a 50-50 fighter, but he still has that submission technique, and he's still able to get to go out there and have pretty decent performances a lot of the time. Tresean Gore, the only way he wins this fight is through a submission. He got absolutely fucked up in his last fight against Marco Tulio. Before that, he got some submission wins. But he's probably not going to submit Rodolfo Vieira, dude. Also, Tresean Gore, I mean, just look at him, dude. He's not very fucking smart. So, yeah, I'm going to be picking Rodolfo Vieira to get this done. Tresean Gore is probably like one of the worst fighters in the UFC. I was honestly expecting the UFC to give him to Bo Nickel, if anything. That's how fucking bad he is. So, yeah, I'm going to be picking Rodolfo Vieira to get this done, dude. But yeah, next one, bit of an interesting one here. You got Rinya Nakamura versus Nathan Fletcher. I'm actually kind of tempted to go with Nathan Fletcher here, because Rinya Nakamura didn't look amazing in his last outing. He literally, this guy has the aura of like the Japanese wrestler, who, and we hear these stories about how those guys, they just got so much training, they have so many rounds in. And, they're even better than the American guys. But, yeah, I think Rinya Nakamura just kind of fell in love with his hands too much. When he went into the UFC, he got a few KOs. Now he thinks he's a striker. And yeah, that's how you get pieced up by Moon and Gaff Rob, dude. But, yeah, like, I feel like in this fight, he should just be able to use his brain and realize that he needs to shoot takedowns again. Against Fletcher. Fletcher's shown pretty much nothing in the UFC. He's just a grappler who throws volume and ground and pound, and is able to get like alright back takes. He's kind of like a Paddy Pimblett at home, if you were like to shave off the hair and shit. Like, yeah, I think I rate Nakamura as a better fighter overall. I do think if you put him up against a more decent fighter, I'd probably pick against him. But for now, dude, he should be able to get this done. This is a pretty decent layup, in my opinion. So yeah, I'm picking Rinya Nakamura here, dude. But yeah, next one, Kevin Vallejos. Guys, yeah, Kevin Vallejos, dude. We're fucking behind this train, you know what I'm saying? Kevin Vallejos, he represents us as MMA fans. He's using the "we" joke in his Instagram post. That's pretty funny. Yeah, dude. Like, if you're not on this Vallejos hype train yet, dude. Again, this guy's undefeated apart from a 29-28 loss to Gene Silva, which aged incredibly well. Didn't even get finished in that fight, and he's currently off a round 1 KO against this Japanese dude. Doesn't really tell us much, but yeah, it's like pretty clear just by the eye test, dude. This guy is just like insane boxing technique. He is like kind of like the next Ili Tapori. He's got that aura. And Danny Silva, I'm pretty sure he's like I don't really know shit about this guy, but I'm pretty sure he's like a decision guy that has like 3 fights or some shit. He actually has 2 fights. Split decision and split decision. Yeah. One of them is against Josh Cooleybow. Yeah, dude, like, I'm fucking picking Kevin Vallejos, dude, We will be getting it done this week, dude. So yeah, Vamonos. Let's get it. Kevin Vallejos will be getting this done, dude. Another interesting fight here. We got Neil Magny versus Elizeu dos Santos. The battle of the Unks right here. I don't actually know how old Dos Santos is. I don't think Neil Magny's actually 6'3". Yeah, these guys are both kind of like these war-torn veterans of the sport. Obviously, Neil Magny's had higher highs. He's obviously been a ranked fighter before. But dude, I think Dos Santos has this, dude. I mean, Magny is on like a pretty big spiral right now. He's gotten brutally finished in his last few against Prates and Michael Morales back to back. In hindsight, those are alright losses. They're both like pretty tall, imposing guys. But yeah, dude, it kind of just shows that Magny's there to be broken. And I think Dos Santos, he still is a dangerous fighter in a way. I mean, you see him like going to split decisions against Randy Brown. I'm pretty sure he had a split decision against, like, or tie against Fakradinov, some shit. Let me actually check it out. And obviously in his last one he got TKO'd by, or KO'd by Chidi Njokuani, which didn't age very well, unfortunately. But yeah, dude, I don't think, like, this doesn't look all too bad to me. These are actually alright looks. A draw to Fakradinov and a decision to Randy Brown. I honestly don't think that Neil Magny would make it to a decision against Randy Brown. And yeah, dude, he's still somewhat dangerous, you know what I'm saying? See, I believe in Dos Santos. I think he's going to get this done against Magny. He's not a fucking Canadian, you know what I'm saying? If Magny does win, it's probably going to be like a clinch him up performance, in my opinion. That's probably how he wins this. But apart from that, Elizeu Dos Santos is the more dangerous fighter and can piece up Magny at range. Kind of like Ian Gary did, to be honest. So, yeah, I'm going to be going with Dos Santos here. Fucking back in the kitchen. Yeah, next up, guys, we got Elves Brenner versus Esteban Ribovics. And, dude, I'm not going to lie, I think Esteban Ribovics is overrated, man. I mean, dude, tell me what wins this guy has in the UFC. Like, he has Terrence McKinney, some other, like, bum in the middle. I don't even know his name. And then he has Daniel Zellhuber in a kind of close fight. And, I mean, that win has aged horrendously. I mean, Zellhuber just kind of got fraud checked, of all fraud checks, dude, against Michael Johnson. So, yeah, I don't think it's a good look that he wasn't able to really get that. You know, I think a lot of people actually would consider Ribovics to be like a top 20 at lightweight. I don't think he is, dude. He might even be like outside the top 30, in my opinion. Like, yeah, this guy is like a bit of a scrapper, bro, but like, at the end of the day, he's not really able to, like, I think he's unable to really like land these proper shots against his opponents. I mean, we saw this in the hack press fight, where, I mean, it was a controversial decision because hack press was kind of like, he was like kind of landing the cleaner shots, but Ribovics was like imposing his will way more, which is why a lot of people thought that Ribovics won the fight, including me. But yeah, that was a weird night of scoring because you also had Hyder Emil win over Gomez, despite the fact that he was the one that was not landing cleaner shots and just imposing his will. So yeah, it was a bit weird. But yeah, dude, I think if you're really like that good, you should be able to win a decision over Hack Press more clearly. I mean, Jared Gordon should have also gotten a win over Hack Press as well. So yeah, dude, I don't think Ribovics is all that good. I mean, we saw Daniel Zellhuber literally get shut out by 40-year-old Michael Johnson. And Ribovics, like, barely beat him. You could have arguably given the fight to Zellhuber. I think he's overrated, dude. And in terms of Elves Brenner, I mean, he's just been given the absolute ringer of opponents recently. But, dude, I think Meticulous is... I think he is up there with the top 20 at lightweight, to be honest. And that fight was fucking close until the knockdown at the end. Like, that shit was competitive. It was about to be, like, a tie. Because Brenner was, like, winning the last round. But then Meticulous just got this fucking knockdown in the last, like, few seconds, which secured the fight for him. So, yeah, dude, I think Brenner's fucking good. And, I mean, getting finished by Joel Alvarez... Dude, Joel Alvarez is an incredibly dynamic fighter. Who can just kind of finish you out of nowhere. Like, and he's only lost to, like, elite of the elite, Arman Saryukian. I think Alvarez is probably going to get ranked either at welterweight or lightweight. So, yeah, dude, I think Brenner's just a level above. Those losses he's had recently really don't mean much. I mean, Ribovics hasn't faced that level of opponent. And Brenner also has power here, dude. My worry is that he's going to be a bit more patient in this fight. But even so, I think Ribovics, I don't think he has the volume to really, like, put a stamp on this fight either. So, yeah, I think Brenner's got this, dude. I think he should be able to get a decision win here. See, I'm picking Brenner. I'm pretty sure he's actually a pretty big underdog too. So, yeah. But yeah, next up, guys, Mateusz Rebecki versus Chris Duncan. Yeah, I'm gonna be going with the obvious one here, dude. Mateusz Rebecki should be able to just get this done. I mean, he should just be getting a ranked opponent. I don't know why the UFC is messing around with Chris Duncan right now. Rebecki literally has a win over Rebecki. He does have a KO loss to Diego Ferreira, I guess. That was just a crappy performance of him, but yeah. Mateusz Rebecki just has really good takedown defense, and Chris Duncan, his way to win this fight is by getting it to the ground and getting a sub. We saw in his last performance, he got a guillotine over Jordan Vucenic, who had an embarrassing performance there. But yeah, I don't see Rebecki just giving up to a guillotine, dude. And this guy's incredibly powerful on the feet. He should have been able to finish Rebecki realistically. And yeah, dude, he should just. This guy's just a bull of muscle in the division. A lot of power. He should just be able to get this done. He did get pieced up by Ferreira because of how technically good Ferreira is, but Chris Duncan, he's kind of just a boxer that wants to get it to the ground, so. And he's not even that good at boxing, in my opinion, so, yeah. Rebecki should just be able to get this done. I don't see a path for Chris Duncan here. But yeah, let's get on to the last fight, dude. Tatsuro Taira versus Hyunsung Park. Now, as you can see, dude, I'm all dressed up for this occasion because my relative, Hyunsung Park, he's actually my brother, you know what I'm saying? And, I mean, this is a pretty rough one, man. I don't want to see my brother get tapped out in the first, but yeah, dude, I mean, I literally called him up when I heard that the fight was like getting put together, right? And I was saying, listen, brother, like you can't face Tatsuro Taira this early. You know, you're a rising prospect. You're undefeated. You got 3 finishes in the UFC. You got to take it slow, man. And yeah, man, it just didn't work out. So yeah, he's taking this fight. I'm gonna be backing him here, but unfortunately, I got to pick him against him here, dude. Because yeah, Tatsuro Taira, he is properly proven in the UFC. I do think he's slightly overrated, and I was probably going to pick Amir Albazi against him. Crazy, I know. But, dude, I think his striking is, like, it's really not all that good. Like, just from the eye test, man, like, I literally picked Joshua Van to beat Royval based off how bad Royval looked on the feet against Taira. So, yeah. Taira just isn't that good on the feet, in my opinion. I think if you put someone who's able to stuff the takedowns and has decent skills, would beat him, like a Josh Van. But Hyunsung Park, man, he's taken this fight short notice, and he's versing a dangerous submission grappler in Tatsuro Taira. He's probably incredibly worried about that right now. You can't pick him to win this fight. I mean, this is like a week's notice. Massive opportunity. Yeah, I mean, he'd literally become like top 3 ranked, I think. He get like really highly ranked from this. But yeah, man, like Tatsuro Taira is actually proven. He's got wins over Alex Perez, Brenner, Royval. Yeah, proven guys in the division. Oh, he doesn't have a win over Royval, but he had a competitive scrap with Royval. So yeah, dude, he's actually proven. He has all the notice for this fight. He actually took a decent break after his last fight as well. I imagine he probably worked on his striking a decent bit in that layout, especially considering he's so young. He should just be able to get this done, dude. Takedown threat. Hyunsung Park's way of winning this is by getting Tatsuro Taira against the cage and unloading boxing combinations. But dude, this is flyweight. Realistically, knockouts happen less in this division. And yeah, dude, I see Tatsuro Taira probably just getting it done by decision. I think we'll probably see some decent scrambles, but Tatsuro Taira is probably going to be quite dominant. But Park will probably like try fight out of it, making the fight entertaining. I could see a Tatsuro Taira submission here. He is quite dynamic, but yeah, I might go decision here, to be honest. Um, just based on control time and Tatsuro Taira having the threat of the takedown on his side. But yeah, dude, that will do it with our predictions here. Again, if you made it this far, please subscribe to the channel. Yeah, I'm going to be covering every single event in the UFC, doing more videos. And yeah, dude, I would also kind of like to address last week, if you guys were watching before, yeah, it wasn't so great, dude. I didn't even post a recap to that card. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, trying to be consistent there, but yeah, I'm real, dude. Here in Australia, that card was literally started at like fucking 2 a.m., right? I actually care about the fights at the beginning of the card, so I stay up, I watch the beginning fights of the card. Billy Kana versus fucking Ibo Aslan. Fucking puts me in a sour mood immediately. I mean, fuck me. And then yeah, Carlos Leal and yeah, the Kung Fu guy. That was a crazy moment. But yeah, I ended up just falling asleep for the last like 3 fights. So yeah, I couldn't be asked to recap the event because I just didn't watch it. And also I did horrible on picks. I literally like only got 3 right. So yeah, dude. So yeah, that's why I didn't address that event. But yeah, this event we are gonna go all correct. And yeah, dude. Yeah, I probably won't recap events like that, to be honest, that I don't watch. But yeah, dude. We'll stay consistent on this channel, and yeah, subscribe if you haven't already. But yeah, see you. Sure.